Okay, I guess you can almost tell walking the length of the room here. Some of these tiles are up. They're working on the wiring underneath, so we have to be a little careful here. Describe the room.
It's a very large room. It's got about 45 people in here at the moment. Most of them are actually taking emergency calls and speaking to the public. The calls are non-stop, 24 hours a day. This room's never closed since it opened. Everyone in here does an 8-hour shift, and in that time they maybe would take 70 or 80 calls, emergency calls, so it can be very stressful.
What about that sound outside? Is that a break in the action, or is that annoying, aggravating, or a problem?
It's unfortunate that at the time of your visit we are having some work and some cabling fitted, as you can see, so that is what that annoying noise is.
We are not alone.
But usually the room is fairly quiet because everybody's sitting at their terminals talking into their headsets, not really chatting to each other. So.
And the length of this room, give us a bit of a description. There are screens everywhere, consoles.
It's about 150 feet long, and as I said, about 40, 50 people are working in here at the moment, about 50, 60 feet across. And
the computers and screens. What I'm looking up at a CTC. What is that? It's sort of like a
central traffic control. There are no incidents waiting for central traffic control, but we've got one incident waiting for the information room to take. It's calls waiting.
Call waiting?
Yeah, there is one call waiting at the moment.
What do we call that? What's happening? Now the call's been taken, so...
Right, that's right.
That's sort of like a message, like a digital?
It is. It's to alert everybody that there is a call waiting. We do have an automatic call distribution system, which means the calls will automatically slot to whoever's vacant. But that is just to let the supervisor know that we've got a call waiting.
Oh, so in other words, they
if
don't
that
say,
number
okay,
goes
let
up to
me pick
maybe
up
5 or
call.
6, yeah.
And then there's some concern.
That's right.
Okay, so let's kind of move along. We can hear some of the sounds.
Yeah, just past 16.
So we're down here a bit. We've got 3 officers here all taking emergency calls. He's on the same computer system that we were just looking at. See, there he's just put somebody's number in. And everybody answers with "Hello, Scotland Yard." Then
yeah, we don't want to get too close and get tossed out. This is
some of these could be a matter of life or death calls, so we've got to sort of stand back and let them get on with it as much as possible.
This lady over there is working by herself. Does it not matter? There are a lot of consoles here, but nobody is at them. Is it just because it's a slow time of day, or?
It's not a particularly busy time of day. By about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, there will be maybe another 10 people in here. So there's always available consoles, though, in the event that something big happens, such as a bomb or a major accident in London. We need those vacant consoles so people can come in and help out if necessary.
Well, because it just reminds me, this country, England, has, for instance, at Heathrow, the mortar attack in May. So you do have a high incident occasionally of. What about the terrorism factor? What about? Is there a special section for that, or a special? How do you prepare?
Well, there's only so much you can do to prepare for it, but we think we've gone as far as we possibly can. We do have one room on this floor specially set aside for dealing with a bomb, which is down the corridor. It's called Specialist Operations Room. Bombings are always looked after by our anti-terrorist branch and by our special branch. And again, a 24-hour job, they're always gathering intelligence, and we are always on the alert.
Weekends, well, I guess, again, going back to weekends, is Saturday nights would be a busy time.
Saturday night's fairly busy, yeah, for when the pubs close. We usually have a high incidence of reports of pub fights, a drop too much at the hard stuff.
Okay, so and each section has its own. For instance, is this? Now you said this gentleman over here is working on traffic. Now are these gentlemen working on something else? Is there specific?
They're all taking emergency calls. They're all taking emergency calls, but he's not taking the emergency calls. He's checking what they've done and signing them off.
And that's the gentleman over here.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so this is kind of hard to see these people working.
You see her. You can see that the young lady is taking an emergency call. She's got a reporting of a burglary, and she's now taking a description of the burglar. You see that? It's a male IC2, I believe Spanish, red t-shirt, black jeans. She will now pass that to a local police station, and they will get a vehicle on its way as soon as possible.
So now it's impressive now.
That's right.
Okay, red t-shirt, black jeans, and what was that?
Has made off on foot. So we know he hasn't got a vehicle. So we may have a good chance of catching him.
Okay. And
the traffic cameras here, we have about 200 cameras all around central London.
let's move on.
These are monitored 24 hours a day again, and we're using them to really get an idea of what the traffic's looking like. Very often we're called upon to maybe give a escort to an ambulance or to a VIP or to somebody who we class as at risk, such as Salman Rushdie maybe. So often we'll check the cameras. We can control every traffic signal in London from this room. You know, the red, amber and green. We could have it all on green or all on red if we wanted to.
Let's do that.
We don't ever do that, I have to say. It's something we could do, but we try not to play around with them too much. I mean, London is a very busy place, and we try to keep the traffic flowing as far as possible.
I know it's just by pushing a button you can see any corner, any area?
Yeah.
Okay. And you control the traffic lights from here?
That's right, yes. They're looked after from this room.
Isn't that unusual? I mean, that the traffic is being controlled from Scotland Yard rather than Department of Traffic or Department of...
Well, they're more responsible for the condition of the roads and for ensuring that they are in good condition, and the motorways. But as far as keeping traffic moving in London, that's really more down to the Metropolitan Police.
So right now you can push a button and cause havoc.
Yes. So we better be careful where we step.
Why you mentioned Salman Rushdie. Could you run me past that again? Why he came up?
Well, he was just an example of somebody who is living in this country, and he's seen as at risk. There are a number of people that are at risk from terrorist organisations or whatever, and people like that.
So what do you do in his case?
Well, he's to be protected, just like anybody else. We would protect anybody that is at risk from whatever kind of organisation or group.
Do you know where he is now?
Oh, no.
No.
That's definitely not.
You couldn't just ring him up and change his light to red, could you? Okay, so this is...
we are moving into traffic. You see all these officers here are in our central traffic control. Each of them is responsible for a particular part of London.
The screens, by the way, the monitors, I am so used to monitors generally that I have seen are black and white, kind of grainy. But these are color. They're beautiful. I mean, the colors are true, and really, I mean, it's sort of like, it really is like you're looking out a window.
That's right, yeah. What you can see is just being beamed back live to us. It's not actually being recorded. We can zoom in with the camera. You can see the officer here is now controlling the camera. He's moving a camera.
Right.
Yeah, this one.
Okay, he's moving it now. I see up and down. And why is he moving? He's just checking the intersection?
Well, he may have had a report coming about an accident. When that happens, the officer will use the cameras in the area to get a feel of how it's affecting that particular area and whether we need to actually get, say, a car out there to redirect it. But it all knits together very nicely.
This is not because you really do need this. You really do need to keep an eye on the way things are, the way things are moving.
Yeah.
But this is so big, brother. It's incredible.
They're not concealed in any way, these cameras. They're quite openly displayed.
Not the camera itself, but sitting in here.
Watching the traffic.
Right.
Yes, I suppose you could say it is. Yeah. However, you can actually see, we can see the cars there, but we don't really get a good look at the people.
Right.
I mean, we can see those little figures walking past, but you can't see what colour socks they've got on or anything like that. There's no way of knowing.
I bet you I could almost tell out the colour socks. It's amazing the clarity.
Yes, it is. They are very good.
And right now, again, he could create havoc just by hitting a button.
Not with
Chaos.
the cameras.
No, that's just cameras, but he can't change the traffic.
Lights, yeah, that's in another console.
I love the job.
You wouldn't. It's a major headache dealing with traffic in London, and all these officers are experts at it. And
Can you get the traffic, the cars to drive on the right side of the road? Where do I
I
go
don't
find-
think so. I don't think they'd go that far.
I've been stepping back on curbs for days now. So, okay, so where are we now? Where are we going?
Right, we're just going to be leaving the information room now and going back out into the corridor.
Okay, so this is where it happens on the. This is traffic right here.
This is traffic, and it's down the end of the room that's 999 calls, but the entire room is known as information room.
Okay, let's move along. Okay, we're about to move along, and I guess I'll be making a couple of other stops, and we're waiting for the elevator now. I guess we're going to be going down the lift.
We're going down to come up again.
Okay, so we're going to take the lift. Angela, again, quickly your background, title, and a little something about you before we move along.
Well, I'm called an executive officer, and I actually work for our public affairs department, and I've been working here for 7 years, mostly dealing with the public and providing them with information about the Met Police.
I thank you very much for joining us today, and it was fascinating, and as soon as I can get back into that room and change your traffic pattern, I'll get my fingers into it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We're about to leave New Scotland Yard and move along and going back to Hampstead Gardens, a suburb, and prepare for the next piece, wherever that may be. We are standing again outside the main entrance of New Scotland Yard, and we are with a Bobby.
That's correct, yes.
Your name?
Richard Dill.
But you're known as Dickie?
That's right, yes. It's an unfortunate shortening of the name, but there it is. I've got to live with it.
Do you complain? I mean, have you filed an official protest, or you're...
No, but my mother wouldn't be too pleased, I don't think.
Are you sort of the man that's always out here because this is your regular job? You're the regular out here.
Yes, that's right. It's sort of like a glorified doorman's job, but basically we're here for security and obviously the protection of the building and senior officers.
Are you looking at certain people, certain profiles, or certain vehicles? What are you looking out for? Anything any indicators?
Well, it's one of these things really. Obviously, I can't give you any specific details, but obviously there are certain things that we are told to look out for, and it just becomes a part of a professional ability that you can spot those that are not quite right from those that are okay. If you see what I mean, it's a gift or a knack, very difficult to describe.
Yeah.
But in here. We try and deal with all people, even those that might in the end become troublesome.
Right.
They have the right of access here to ask questions or do whatever.
Right.
And as I say, we have some really strange characters turn up here, but we have to deal with them in a pleasant manner.
Right.
And as I say, we're here to serve the public, and it doesn't matter how the public.
You seem to be getting into your pleasant. You seem to be getting into your pleasant manner now.
Well, I think you've got to. I mean, at the end of the day, perhaps it's a fact of life that it's easier to deal with people in a pleasant manner rather than the other way around.
Are you feeling cold right now?
Well, yes. It's a typical English summer's day when you've got a jumper and a coat on.
Right. What is the typical English summer day? Yesterday was beautiful. What happened today? What's going on? What is the weather deal here?
It's extremely windy. I should think the wind whistling round here must be a good 30 to 40 miles per hour, and unfortunately it's kicking all the dust up and making life quite intolerable for us, really. I mean, you're getting dust and bits and pieces in your eyes.
And this is summer.
This is wonderful English summer, yes.
What about the winters?
Well, in fact, the winters are a lot better than the summers, really. In fact, in this country, we look forward to the winter rather than the summer. You might laugh, but it's true.
Officer Dill.
That's right.
Officer Dill, I thank you very much for your time, and as you say, I know you're looking forward to the winter and a little warm out here. So, boy, it's a strange day, and but it hasn't been a foggy day, but I understand November is when we get the foggy days here. So, I thank you.
Not at all. It's a real pleasure, and I hope whoever listens to this will also get some pleasure from it.
to let the supervisor know that we've got a call waiting.
Oh, so in other words, they
If
don't
that
say,
number
okay,
goes
let
up
me
to
pick
maybe
up that
5 or
call.
6, yeah.
And then there's some concern.
That's right.
Okay, so let's kind of
So we're down
move
here.
along. We can hear some of the sounds.
Yeah, just past 16.
So we're down here a
traffic.
bit. We've got 3 officers here all taking emergency calls. He's on the same computer system that we were just looking at. See, there he's just put somebody's number in. It's into each other. So
And the length of this room, give us a bit of a description. There are screens everywhere, consoles.
it's about 150 feet long, and as I said, about 40, 50 people are working in here at the moment. About 50, 60 feet across. And
And the computers and screens. What I'm looking up at a CTC. What is that? It's sort of like a
central traffic control. There are no incidents waiting for central traffic control, but we've got one incident waiting for the information room to take. It's calls waiting.
call waiting.
Yeah, there is one call waiting at the moment.
What do we call that? What's happening now? The call's been taken. So
Right, that's right.
that's sort of like a message or like a
Yeah.
digital.
It is. It's to alert everybody that there is a call waiting. We do have an automatic call distribution system, which means the calls will automatically slot to whoever's vacant. But that is just to an 8-hour shift, and in that time they maybe would take 70 or 80 calls, emergency calls. So it can be very stressful.
What about that sound outside? Is that a break in the action, or is that annoying, aggravating, or a problem?
It's unfortunate that at the time of your visit we are having some work and some cabling fitted, as you can see. So that is what that annoying noise
We are
is.
not alone.
But usually the room is fairly quiet because everybody's sitting at their terminals talking into their headsets, not really chatting.
Oh, okay. I guess you can almost tell walking the length of the room here. Some of these tiles are up. They're working on the wiring underneath, so we have to be a little careful here. Describe the room.
It's a very large room. It's got about 45 people in here at the moment. Most of them are actually taking emergency calls and speaking to the public. The calls are non-stop, 24 hours a day. This room's never closed since it opened. Everyone in here